All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome to not engineering the markets, but welcome to our show this morning. Oh, hold on. Got an echo there. We'll stop that. All right, guys. Good morning. Jared is not feeling well. He's a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to hop in here and cover for him a little bit. I won't be able to give you as much and detailed information as Jared does, but we can still hang out and have a pretty good morning setup. So, welcome, guys. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. Hopefully, you guys had a great, amazing day yesterday, and hopefully, you're having an amazing morning today. So, early on, uh, already this morning. So just bear with me as I get my engine started, and we'll have a regular um, programming at 8:30 when Norm and I come on. We'll start looking at things and what's happening there. So, but before we do that, just take a look at some of the stuff we had yesterday on our list. Right, we can go over that, and then we can a little bit later to 8:30 we can start looking at our gappers list. So let's take a look here. Here is our watch list. We'll start with SoFi, and we'll go over here and see the action from yesterday. I don't, you know what? I'll be honest. I don't pay a lot of attention to this ticker, and I usually dismiss it. And I'm looking at it yesterday. It actually did very well. You got a couple of moves here that traded very nice. You have a nice little pop and then a beautiful drop below the VWAP with some great continuation. So that was nice there. Definitely did well there. Guys, over in the chat room, just a heads up. I know that you might not see it now, but there will be some delay happening with the browser. It doesn't happen over on YouTube, so my sound might be off with the video. We are aware of that issue. Unfortunately, hopefully, as the techs are looking into it, they can correct that and make it better. But for the most part, we are fully aware of that. So we apologize in advance for that. All right, I'm just gonna over here so we don't hear all the dings. Good morning. Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Excellent. All right, here we go. So here's SoFi, guys. Here's what that looked like. Very good yesterday. Here's a firm. I traded this yesterday, man. It was a beautiful breakout. And I actually got in a couple of times on this one. I got in long pre-market. So I actually was in this yesterday when we were doing the pre-market prep. I got in around here, took some off before the market opened. I just wasn't comfortable holding this through the bell because I know how wild this thing can be. But once it started showing some strength here, I got in long again. So that's a beautiful trade, man. A firm was very nice. Treated us very well yesterday. Did get a little top in here. We parceled all the way through here. It was nice. And then after this, it clearly, I mean, I don't always time it like this, but this clearly looked very top here, guy. Right, guys? You see the wicks here pushing down every single time. You see that type of action. You know things at any minute. This you don't know, but this a very high likelihood that this thing is going to give up and start failing, and it did just that, and we were out well before any of this, so we took a lot of the profits off there, which was nice. And there was a beautiful short, beautiful down opportunity there, and then some later down the line, especially as the market started dropping like around 130, right? 130, so the market started to drop there. Let's see here. Carlos, can't see your video in the list, but yeah, can you guys see the video? Everything looks fine on mine. I mean, there's some funky stuff going on with the videos at times. Um, you cannot see my video. All right, we'll refresh it over in chat. And again, it's weird because I'm looking at myself right now, right through chat. Perfectly fine. So I'll reset it. Let's see if just resetting the video works. If not, I'll completely back out of it, and we'll get that fixed. Let's see. Let's share it again and see if that works. Right, over on YouTube, you should be perfectly fine. If you're having issues of any blurriness in the YouTube, just make sure your settings are correct. YouTube tends to want to downgrade your setting quality, so just make sure you move that up and upgrade that, and you should be fine. Um, Make sure you're sitting at 1080p, 60 hertz, and you should have a very crispy screen. So make sure you're doing that. All right, I'm gonna reset the room over on our chat here. YouTube, nothing happens to you guys. You're perfectly fine. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. We're covering for Jared today. If you're wondering where he is, he's not feeling well. He's good, but his throat is really bothering him, so he can't be on the mic, obviously, talking as he would like to. So he is in the chat, talking with our members, chatting with our members as far as texting, but hopefully he feels better soon. So make sure you hit that thumbs up, show Jared some support, show him that you miss him, and he'll be back when he feels better, hopefully tomorrow. All right, let's start this up again. I'm going to start the chat room one more time, and then we'll keep going here looking at our watch list from yesterday. So far, we looked at SoFi, which was nice. I did not really pay too much attention to it. A-Firm was great. And then there was another one that we traded here, Peloton. At least I did. And Peloton, also very nice as well. So we'll look at that in a second. All right, looks like I'm back, guys. I refreshed it. New videos up again. And hopefully that's working. If not, you do have the YouTube link there. Again, YouTube runs very well. All right, so here we go. Next, we had Neo. At Neo, again, very choppy market open. Every candle overlapping the previous one. So this is a very difficult price action to trade if you're looking for a trade here. Maybe a quick scalp or two. But outside of that, this is very difficult. You need this continuation. When you get this continuation here, this is where you make your best trades, right? You get in for a VY breakout right around here. Maybe you missed that and you want to wait for a level, right? Let's say that's your style. You got a perfect level right here. Pre-market highs, 23.91. That is a great level to trade a breakout out of. And you get that breakout there. You get a couple of pullbacks that do very well. And just look at this this takeoff. Very, very nice, man. Nice continuation. You don't expect to go all the way up here, but you do try to go for that high of the day, right? You know there's going to be an important level. Comes to that, you see a little resistance there, not enough to hold this thing back, and it takes off again, right? So now that becomes support. Great, great stuff there on Neo. Here was AMD. AMD didn't do a whole lot. You did get some beautiful pre-market activity. It ran so well in the pre-market. I think it just didn't have a lot of juice left in the after the bell, right? Especially with the market being weak. It prevented a lot of stocks like I'm sure AMD, which wants to explode, from heading higher, and all the kind of indecision that the SPY had yesterday. So here's what it was. And then around 1:30, we started seeing this drop in the market, and that obviously affected many of the stocks, including AMD there, which is a great opportunity to take a short, guys. When the market is dropping the way it did, if you look at the SPY, I actually start looking for these opportunities, right? 1:30, you see this drop coming in, you see the continuation, then you see the volume pouring in. You can really go to Apple, AMD, and any of these other tickers that you know are going to get the volume, you know are going to move with the overall market. And there's been some great opportunities because you're getting that continuation, right? And when you know you're going to get that continuation, like A-Firm, for example. Now, my trade on A-Firm yesterday, I knew I was going to get some good movement, as far as this thing can move $2 to $3 just like that, right? So you're not going to load the boat with 1,500 shares. You don't want to do that, because on a normal pullback, you'll be down $500, $600, right? Unless that you're up to that risk level. You want to take a little bit less. You could take 300, and you can make really good profits if this thing moves $2 to $3, right? You don't need to take a huge amount. So just keep that in mind. So that was AMD. Apple yesterday, just horrendous. I didn't actually really look at it. I was looking at A-Firm. I was looking at Peloton. This just did not trade well at all, guys. Just look at the chop here. Again, more indecision here. Every candle just overlapping the previous candle. I mean, this is probably one of the worst charts we have seen in Apple in a very long time. Things get going after 1:30. Obviously, it's just kind of waiting for the markets to do something. And when they do, that's when Apple actually moved. I didn't really look at Facebook, so this is the first time I'll be looking at it. Let's see what it did. Yeah, not much going on there. Peloton was nice, man. Peloton was a beautiful short. Got really toppy here. Nice drop there towards some lows of the pre-market that we had. So this was my trade there. And then it came up too high. This pullback hit severe was too much. I was stopped out, not stopped out, but I got everything out before it got to my break even. And then it does this beautiful drop. Obviously, you're not expecting this. This is part of the market, once again, helping you out do that nice drop there. So Peloton traded very well. A couple of good opportunities there for Peloton. So those are my two trades from yesterday. On our secondary list, we had NVIDIA, which, again, pretty much similar to what everything is happening with AMD, Apple. Not Apple. Apple was just horrible yesterday. Then we had Oxy. We had a couple of things in here as well, as far as secondary list. Lucid, I know Brian called this out. So if you were paying attention yesterday, Brian called this one out nicely yesterday. He missed the first initial trade. I believe he got into a second one, but I can't recall 100%. But this was a beautiful trade here by Lucid. Broke out nicely. It was probably one of the few stocks that actually started heading higher and did actually continue and never came back down. Like A-Firm came back down. A couple other ones came back down as well. This one did not do that. It held pretty good here. So Lucid, very explosive yesterday. Looking forward to seeing that today. See if we're going to get any type of continuation, especially because if we look at the SPY this morning, we are up nicely. All right, we're up a little bit here, 1.4. So again, a couple of red days in the last three trading days. We're seeing some green activity, at least right now in the pre-market. Let's see if this is going to hold. So a little sign of relief there for the bulls at least. All right, so that is what we had on our list. We had CCL as well. Again, these all these secondaries. After I was done with Piton and A firm, I did not really look at these, so there was no need really to look at this one. We saw Lucid because Brian did call this out very early on. All right, so that was the stocks from yesterday, guys. Let's get some questions. Any questions anyone might have that maybe we can answer, some stuff that we don't get to do on a regular basis because we're busy with the entire programming. Maybe we could take this time to kind of go through some of that today. So I'm just gonna go over to the chat and see what you guys have on here. Let's see. I saw a question popped up and it disappeared. Someone tagged me on one. Was it a private message? Maybe it was. I'm not sure. Let's see here. Over on YouTube, if you're joining us now and you're wondering what's going on, Jared is not feeling well, so he will not be joining us this morning for the engineering the markets. He will be back tomorrow when he does feel better. It's nothing crazy, it's just a stroke, so obviously he needs that to be able to speak on the mic. He'll be taking a break for now. Here we go. All right, what levels of the candles do you use? Wick, open, or close? That is a great question, and there's no, unfortunately, there's not a clear answer to that because it really depends, and I guess it does depend, right? Let's see if a firm, let's pick something that actually traded. Let's see if a firm uh yesterday if we can see some. Yeah, I don't think it gave you many wicks on my entries at least, right? So I did not get in here. I got in here, kind of anticipating the bounce, right? This would have been a perfect entry because you wait for the confirmation, but I got in around this candle here before this thing happened. Yeah, see, you get no wicks here. There's really not a big wicks. So it all depends. Let's assume I was going for a 5-minute opening range breakout just to be able to answer your question. If you're going for a 5-minute opening range breakout, a lot of people like to use the wick. Some people use the candle. I use both depending on the situation. In this case, you can use the wick. It's pretty close to the opening and the close of the candle. If the wick was this big here, then I'll use the close of the candle because this is just too far out. Let's say this candle looked more like this. I'll do my best to draw this here. Let's say it looked more like something like this, right? And this is the pullback, and now you're at the 5-minute mark. New 5-minute candle comes up. You got a nice little pullback here. Now you're pushing higher. I'll get in here for a breakout of the 5-minute. I'm not going to wait here because I think this is just way too extended. I will use the body of the candle. Now, if the wick looks more like this, yeah, you can use the wick. So it all depends how big that wick is. Sometimes it is too far out and it's just not worth using. So depending on what strategy you're looking for, that's what you can do. Now, as far as levels, right? When we're doing levels, let's pick one today. Let's see if we can have a good example. Let's see if we find a good one, and we'll actually do levels and answer questions about levels because we get those quite a bit. Let's see if there's anything in play that looks decent. I'm gonna go ahead and link up my trade ideas. Let's do that so we can get things going here. We'll delete this and we'll add our trade ideas. Here we go. That's linked up. And now we can come back over here and let's see space. Space might be a good one today. Space actually might be nice. All right. So as far as levels, right? Let's take a look at this. This is a great example right now here. Look at this candle. All right. Look at this candle. What are you going to use here? Are you going to use the wick or are you going to use the opening or the close of this candle or both? Let's see what you guys think about that. So we have some coffee. Hopefully you guys are having some coffee, some tea early this morning. Chat and see what you guys think about that one. Open. So you use the open as the bottom. Use this bottom as the level, as the daily level. And also look at what you're seeing right now. Look at the levels you have on there already, right? The wick, their body. Yeah, yeah, Chris, that's it. I'm using the wick on this. That is a much stronger level, right? So you see this right here, the wick. That is a strong level. This for me is a clear sign of resistance, right? Clear sign of resistance. You went to that level and you hesitated and you dropped back, and then on top of that, if you draw a line across the board there, look how many other candles are opening, closing right around that level. That is a great level. And obviously you see a red dotted line today on it is because that is the high from 2 days ago, right over here. right over here. So obviously that is a very, very strong level. So again, I won't really use this one as much as I will use the wick, right? So it really depends on how things are forming and what other information you have, right? One candle alone is not going to give you all the answers. You got to look at a series of candles, right? Because if you're the only level that's out there by yourself on your own, you don't have a lot of strength. Now, if you have other candles also confirming that level, that's going to be a much stronger level. Like this is. I mean, we have this plenty of times as support, resistance here, nice change in direction. So that's good. More support and resistance across the board here. Tons of resistance happening here. Look, we just can't get above that. What is this? 913. We just can't get above that level there on space, right? And then towards the bottom, the support. Clearly, this is a great area of support. I'm going to use the opening on this candle. Why would I use the opening? Because you have tons of levels of support here. So that's going to be more meaningful, more powerful. Now, can you use this wick here? Yes, you can. You can actually use both on this one. You can use both. There's no reason why you can't use this one, right? It's just, but you have to look at the entire picture. You just can't look at one candle and say, I'm going to use the wicks for the opening and closing of the bodies every single time, right? It all depends. You got to look at the entire picture. And the same thing goes for like when you're trading a strategy like opening range breakup or breakout. That is what you want to look at. All right, let's see what other questions we have, guys. Let's see here. Let's take some from YouTube. What's your take on FedEx has been in a perpetual downturn in the last 6 months? You know what? I don't know. I don't know. And DJ Vajalanga, hopefully I spell that right. I probably destroy that. But yeah, DJ, who knows, man? Who knows? And this is why day trading is so nice because, to be honest, as a day trader, I really don't care which way it's going to go. Not in a bad way, in a positive way. I really don't care what it's going to do in 6 months from now. That's more of an investing type thing. But if I were to guess, I mean, this is probably a good time to get in. Right, probably a good time to get in. But again, don't take my professional advice on that because I'm not a professional. So don't do that. But yeah, that's the great thing about being a day trader. I don't have to know what that's going to do. But FedEx is obviously, it's a pretty bad day trading stock anyway. But yeah, you're at a level of support here. The chances are that if you are going to invest in this long term, you want to have a stop that it can get down to all the way down here. And if it's long term, depending on your risk parameters, yeah, this can be a good situation to buy. And you're going to see a lot of stocks now as the SPY has been dropping a little bit, right? We had a drop not so long ago. A lot of stocks that are following the SPY didn't have a big chance to run up and do much, right? Because the run up wasn't great, and we came back down just 2 days ago. There are a lot of tickers out there that are for sale, and what I mean for sale is that their value right now is worth getting into long-term investment, right? You want to buy into those stocks now if you're looking to plan for the long term. But you got to have that list ready, right? So what I do is, for example, I like American Airlines a lot, right? Anytime American Airlines gets a little drop before under 1750, that is value for the stock because I know the value is going to be a lot higher. It can wiggle around here, but the minute it goes below 16, 17, that stock just became for sale, right? So you can buy into that knowing that the likelihood, unless they go bankrupt, which I don't expect them to because they're probably top four airline companies, right? I think it's American Airlines, Delta, United. I forget the other two, but you're getting value. You got to have that list ready, right? So you have your watch list ready of, hey, I'm waiting for these companies to go on sale, and when they go on sale, you go all in, right? You go all in on those and long-term investment stuff, right? That's the way I would do that. Yeah, unfortunately, the video, guys, I know is something's up with it. We will try to figure it out. We've been doing a couple of things, nothing has worked yet. I was having issues when Jared was also live yesterday. When Andrew was live yesterday too in our chat room, I could see that it's freezing up and it's off sync. And for some people, it's perfectly fine. Good morning, Norm. How are you today, my friend? Oh, hold on. I got you on me on my end. Let me turn you on right here. 1 sec. There we go. Check.
Yep. How are you
Oh,
doing,
perfect. Perfect, man. Perfect, man. How are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I want to big shout out to Peter for covering me yesterday. Kind of a last
Yes.
minute deal. I needed to help my dad out. One of the reasons that a lot of us trade is for the flexibility. And when you come in and you become a mod and you become a member of the team here, you lose some of that. But luckily we've got a lot of other we've got a lot of other people on the team that are willing to step up, and it helps give you some of that autonomy that we get into this for. So
Yeah,
thank you,
absolutely.
Peter.
Absolutely. I think Peter. Um, uh, no, there's no echo. Everything sounds good. Make sure you're not running the chat in YouTube. If you are doing that, you're gonna get an echo, but there shouldn't be one. All right, guys. So let's get into our regular programming. We already kind of went over the stuff we had from yesterday. Right, we did cover that, so we'll skip on that. Let's go straight to what is showing on our gappers list this morning. So right now, we have a lot in the green. Obviously, spies up, so everything that's been following the spy is going to be on here. Every ticker that we possibly traded, looked at, is on this list. Lucid, we start from the bottom. Hood. I
Now
mean,
we're here.
what was that again?
You said we started from the bottom, and I said, now we're
Yeah,
here.
I caught it right before you finished it. Yes. So we started from the bottom. Now we're here. Tesla, Roblox, Plug, Uber. I mean, AMC, Nvidia, AMD, Snap. Everything is on here. I mean, it's PLTR, A for American Airlines. Everything's popping up slightly. There's some big ones though. We got Space at 11%, Yandex, which I don't really love, at 10%. We'll check into why those are a little bit higher than normal. And then we have some stuff in the red, starting off with some stuff that doesn't really do well. It looks like all mining. It looks like all, yeah, mining and oil and gas are taking a bit of a hit this morning based on this, right?
Well, that has a
So
lot to do with the Russia deal.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that is all taking a bit of a hit here. We'll take a look at that. These are not great intraday tickers, so I don't expect to find, besides Oxy, I don't expect to find anything great in here. So that's our list for today, guys. We'll definitely look into that and see what we can pull off from there. But before we do that, let's get to our overall market information.
Yeah, I guess the world isn't coming to an end. Came out a couple of years ago. World War III might not be happening today, or I guess it was tomorrow between lunch and Putin's nap. But yeah, so I mean, obviously we've been hit on fears of Russian invasion of Ukraine last few days. I found it. I traded a little bit yesterday, and I was happy with my outcomes. But I'll tell you, I was nervous knowing that at any given second, news could come out of Russia or Ukraine,
Yes.
and the market could just tear in one direction or the other, whether it be for me or against me. It felt more like a coin flip than something that had I felt had a better possibility of going one way, probability of going one way than the other. So that made me a
Yes.
little concerned. I didn't trade a whole lot, but it worked out. So this morning, I guess a few hours ago, it came out that Russia's taking 10,000 of 120,000 troops from the border of Ukraine. Caused us a good pop up here, 1.5% on the SPY, 2% roughly on the Qs, which have been beaten down with all this. We're at the tail end of earnings season. There's a few decent ones trickle out here and there, but nothing too crazy. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely see how it goes. It's going to be interesting. This market has been fun, guys. It really has. Um,
So we
we're
did
getting
just
something
have
here.
we just had producer price index come out. We also had the Empire State Index come out way weaker than expected. I did not get the PPI number. So, oh wait, here it comes. Whew, holy shit. That is way hot. So it's an inflationary number, and it was estimated at 0.5%. It came out at 1%. That is nasty.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
All right. We'll see how the markets react to
that's no
that.
bueno, brother.
Yeah. Yep. We'll see how we're getting a little bit of a drop here. I mean, let's see how much that is going to affect the pop that we got this morning, right? So we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, let's take a look here at our watch list today. Let's see what's gapping down. We're going to go through this really quickly because, again, I just don't see great tickers on here. This one is a foreign ticker. You can see how bad this looks. EQ and R, no good. Yeah, I think I'm just going to kind of fly right through these. If you like these, you can watch them on your end. I'm just going to go straight to Oxy, which I think is one that trades a little bit better than most and probably the one I will keep on my list just to kind of have something in that sector. Let me see here. Control A. Why that's not working? Let's do it again. Control A, Control X. Very good. And we'll keep Oxy on here. And even now, it does not look amazing. Right? It doesn't look amazing just yet. So volume is there, 176,000. pre-market, we have to wait for the market open to kind of see where this is going to go and what the environment is going to be like. I know a lot of you guys like XOM. It just disappeared from here, but it was on here. XOM is another one that actually trades a little bit decent. I prefer Oxy, but this one is another one that you can have on your list if you want to keep something in that area. All right, let's take a look. What's gapping up? TSEM. Wow, this thing gapped up 41%, 2.6 million shares traded, and now we're giving some back. We went as high as 55. We're hanging out at 46 now, 46.70. Any earnings? No, pre-market earnings is going to be
No, that's
pre-market on the
I
17th.
thought that was a buyout.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I thought so, but hang on one
We
second.
got
Let me check
some
my
good
notes.
move.
There are
Good.
too many tickers for me to have be on track of everything
No,
yet.
yeah,
Intel's
of
buying
course
them for
not. Yeah.
5.4 billion, I believe, cash. So
Ah, there we go. All right, so that's a nice pop for them there this morning, 41%. I just don't know how that's going to trade after the market open. You are getting some movement now. So I'm not sure. We'll put it on here. We'll come back to that. TSEM up huge this morning. MGI getting a pop here and up 19%. Maybe some news just broke out. So we might not have that just yet. We'll wait for that to settle down a little bit here. 397,000 shares traded. Possible. We'll come back to it. Let's see if the news is worth even watching that after we go through it. These just appeared here. That was not there earlier
yeah,
on.
MoneyGram just popped up. I don't have it yet because it's on
Yeah.
my yeah.
It
We'll
looks
see
like
in
it
a
was
second.
halted too, right?
Yeah,
You got the T
there
here.
was a news
Yeah.
halt. I don't have the news on it yet, so
Yeah. So it was
I think
halted. Now
Squawk
it's
just
being
threw it out.
yeah. Yeah.
But we were talking about this, so
Yeah. Cool.
sold
Here.
for $11 per share in cash. Okay,
Okay. All right. There it is. So you're getting that pop now.
probably
Here is
untradeable when it comes back.
yeah. Yeah. It's not probably not going to be good. Here is Space. Space is up 11.7. I mean, it's a huge pop. They got good volume though, 2.9 million. So that's interesting. As far as being up 11%, yeah, 12%, I get it, but we're still right here as far as the overall daily. So I just don't know how much push we're going to get above this today. It's a good number there, good volume. I just don't know if we're going to get any type of continuation. So I'm only going to put them as a possible. The numbers are not
They
really
did have
impressive.
news earlier,
Hmm.
and I apologize. I, this thing, since it's fallen, has been very not my
Not
kind of
fun.
trade.
Yeah.
But they're taking new reservations starting, I believe, Wednesday.
Yeah, it has definitely has not been great. So we'll see what that even means. Again, I'm not impressed right now with it at the moment. We'll have to see what we can get out of that one. YNDX, this thing is up 9.8, 307,000. I'm not a big fan of this one, guys. It was on our list yesterday as well. And if we look in here, it did get a nice little pop here after it leveled off a little bit around the 44.90. So maybe that could be interesting for you. Again, I just the few times I looked at this, I have not had any interest in trading it, and I looking at it now, I'm not interested in either. I think today we'll find something better to trade, right? We usually do. So I'm gonna keep
They
it
did
off
have
my list.
earnings this
Mhm.
morning, but yeah, I agree with you. It's a tough one. I've never been a fan of trading this.
Yep. Um, yeah, Peppo. Yeah, yep. We'll get a message up. Yeah, there are for those that are joining in, there are issues with the screen over there. I think some people are getting it blurry. YouTube is
We're working on
completely
getting it
clean.
fixed.
Yeah, so if it's bothering you too much, you could definitely join us on YouTube, guys. It's completely clean. And once you're there, hit that like button. We appreciate it. All right,
Yep.
perfect. Hut. Okay, so I see Mara, I see Riot Hut on here. A couple of Bitcoins this morning.
Yeah, Bitcoin's up. Cryptos are
Bitcoin's
up.
up. Okay. I would love to put Mara on my list, but again, it just hasn't been great for me. If you like that, you can put it on there. I just been finding better things to trade. Bucket is not, it's not great. Trade's horrible. We'll skip on that. NU here, man, this looks just really, really bad. I don't know. Yeah, this looks real bad. Let's just head on down. Rivian this morning. It's a lot on here, guys, but man, that's a lot of crap on here. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of stuff that does not look great. Let's hopefully we can get to some good stuff here. Rivian this morning. I know a lot of you guys like this one. I'm gonna put it as a possible. We'll take a second look at it. So yeah, we won't dismiss it right away. FSR. This one here. We used to trade this. It was very active in the past. Volume right now
Mhm.
is very light, only 120,000. I don't think that's gonna cut it for us. Again, a lot of these tickers are up here because we're up slightly 4.3%, 2%. but they look horrible. They're just up because the market is up, right? We're getting a little breathing room in the SPY, and everybody's enjoying that things might be settling down. And who knows? And next week we might be at all-time highs here. That's just the way this market has been, right? So you're getting that pop on some of these tickers, but they're not really they're not really in play.
That's a big call, brother. Next week we
Hey, you
might
know
be at
what?
all-time highs.
Next week it might be all-time highs. I don't know.
10%
I don't
run in
know.
5 days.
It's doable. This is the way this market works. We need just a couple of tweets and we'll be on our way.
He's
Uh,
not president anymore. That ain't gonna
uh,
happen.
well, yeah, I still got his Twitter
You
account. We
remember
all
the
do,
you
right?
remember the you remember the tweets? Oh my God.
Oh man, it was. We were talking about this in the chat room. This Jared, I think it was Jared talking about it. This market has changed so much, Norm.
Oh
Since me
yeah,
and
it's
you were in
drastic.
here when we first started, it has changed so much, man. Social media has a huge impact on the way. I mean, it's just wild.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, CCL. Again, going back to my conversation, a lot of things here popping up that just don't look all that well. I'm just gonna keep moving down till I see something good here. A firm is just crazy. I just love to watch this one because after this drop, I mean, this thing has really taken a beating here, and the increase in volume has provided better trading opportunities. Not great, but better, right? I traded this yesterday, was okay. You still got to be very careful with the amount of risk you take. The fund might be, coming down a little bit now because you can see the volume is dropping a lot now. So it might be over. The fund might be over on this. I'll put it as a possible just in case, but it might not be great anymore. All right, I'm gonna stop here, guys. Look at this list. I mean, we're not even halfway through it, so we'll stop here. Norm, anything you like on your end? I know you probably haven't looked at everything yet or completed your list.
No, I'm a little bit behind this morning on that. I find it difficult since we've got so much on here. But
Yes.
any of the
Yeah.
growth stuff, I think you're going to have, Nvidia, AMD, Apple be good today. I'm sure. I just any of
Yeah.
this stuff we should get some good moves on.
I agree. And again, Nvidia and Apple have been on our list. I think every day. And it's not always great. Apple yesterday was horrible, but before that, they had some amazing days, and they have been more better days than not. So, Nvidia's good. Great volume on Nvidia already, guys. 1.8 million shares traded. Beautiful pre-market activity. I like this one even better than Apple today. So that is looking very nice this morning. Let's take it to our chat room, guys. What do you guys like today? Let's see here. Uh, let's see what we got going on. Uh, what do we have here? What do we have here? Oh, no tickers today, guys. You guys don't like anything? SoFi? Let's take a look at SoFi. If not, we'll go to YouTube, see what YouTube has on their end. Yeah, we're getting volume here. And yesterday, actually, it did okay. I didn't pay attention to it, but it did move very well yesterday at pre-market and also after the bell. Today, we're up 2.71 million shares traded. I think it's worth watching. If I don't find anything better, I'll keep it on here. Definitely worth watching. Dash is tough to trade, Joe. That's my issue with Dash. Do they have any earnings or anything? What's going on with these guys? Earnings tomorrow after hours. So maybe tomorrow we can look at it. But yeah, and again, they have 786,000, but just look at this chart, right? So I don't know. I don't know what you're looking at that you like, and probably there is something obviously because you threw it out here. And I hope it's not just that you're in this and want to know what we think about it because we don't see anything good on it at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna skip on it. I'm gonna skip on this one. All right, Lucid. Let's take a look at Lucid here. Lucid could be explosive. 625,000 up 2.3. Uh, Not sure, man. I'm gonna put it as a possible for now. Let's. How about Neo? Neo this morning, pretty quiet as well. I don't see anything going on there. Nvidia, we do have on deck, guys. That is good. AMD, yes. I mean, we can copy the list from yesterday, right? AMD is good too. 1.5. I think that's going to be worth watching. I'm just going to put it as a possible because I want to leave some space for other stuff, right? I have Apple, I have Nvidia up there already. AMD is definitely on the list. Lee, how did Lee do yesterday? They're very quiet today. Oh, that is brutal. Man, that is really bad from them yesterday. Is that the right ticker you wanted to send me, Lee? 73,000. Yeah, this is no good today. You're liking the daily. Yeah, a possible breakout. I see that, but man, nothing else looks really good at the moment. American Airlines, it's up. I don't think these stocks are really in play, guys. They're just moving with the SPY. So this to me is not great. American Airlines pre-market action and the daily is just again, just moving with the SPY. So what's going to end up, what usually ends up happening is when the SPY, if it does take off, right? Let's say we do bounce here. American Airlines is probably one that you can watch, but then there's going to be other stocks like Apple, Nvidia, AMD that are going to move so much better, and that's the issue, unfortunately, right? So, yeah, they might move well if the overall market moves, or if, obviously that can change if American Airlines has a specific news out for them, which we don't have. There's going to be better tickers to trade, I believe. YNDX, up 9.3. Again, I know they are trading with heavier volume the last couple of days. I hope to find something better. These guys are also from the Netherlands. They don't trade a whole lot better. The last 2 days trading a little bit better, Gary. So you could definitely have it on the list. I'm just being picky now to find something that has a better chance of trading slightly better or much better than that one. Roblox, pretty quiet right now. Again, just not really in play. A, B, and B. Airbnb. Airbnb is a tough one to trade, guys. Very thin on volume. Price action is really all over the place. Just be careful if you are going to trade this one. I find it a horrible stock. And look at this daily. This is a very, very bad daily. Look at the gap up and down. Look at these wicks. I mean, this just looks bad. Got a little better the last couple of days, but for the most part, it is a horrible trading stock, as you can see here. Um, AMD, AMD, we have on deck. Uber was fun 2 days ago, a couple of days ago, last week as well. Today you're up 1.33
That's its one
percent.
day a year, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That is one day a year, and you got a good consideration, which normally you don't get. But I don't know. I don't see anything good on Uber that can be explosive. All right, guys, we'll stop here. 8:43. Let's take a couple from YouTube. Space we do have on deck already, so thank you for that. SoFi we do have. FB, Facebook. I think I think it's just gonna be quiet for now, man. Until something else comes out of Facebook. I think we just might be going sideways. I did not even expect this drop here. I thought we are going to go sideways here, but I just don't see how this is going to be heavily in play. And if the market moves, right? Because this move here yesterday, this was a SPY, right? The SPY did this. This was not Facebook. So if the SPY does that, we'll find better tickers that are going to do the exact same thing. All right, let's start here with Victor Smith. You're giving us Mara. Let's start with Mara. I didn't add Mara because the Bitcoin stocks, man, they have not been trading well. And if you look at the daily here, I just want to show you, and I've shown this before. Look at the difference in the daily, and then we should go to August. Look at August to November. Look how well that has been moving, right? You have some good volume too in October, November. We have some nice volume, a lot of gap up and down here, right? Continuation. This was fun. We're not getting that. We're not getting that here. So I've been keeping them off my list. They just don't look well. And if you go back and look at the daily, it's been brutal at the intraday action, right? It has not been fun. Again, no credit for this. This is a SPY. I'm pushing it down, so I don't give them credit for that. They just haven't been great, right? So I'm gonna keep them off the list today. CCL we looked at already. Neo could be okay. I do have Lucid here as well. Gold, we don't really watch the gold, but obviously the gold tickers. You can watch the ETF if you want to trade that one. VALE, no guys, no good here. They're down 1.5, but the volume is, yeah, everything is just looking bad. Actually, we've seen this one before. They have one day
Vale.
here. Yeah. They have one
Yeah.
day looks like that traded well. It looks like we were watching that day because we got levels around there. So there must have been some news. Outside of that, I don't think we have looked at this one closely. Pfizer, PFE. Have any news on PFE? No, fun is over on PFE. And mRNA too. I think the fun is kind of died down a little bit, right? mRNA. Yeah, these guys are just they're done for now. They need to get into another situation for them to pop, but yeah, they're done for now. Um, Okay, we are all set, guys. Let's stop here. Let's go to our community events and announcements. Ford is not doing anything. I definitely think the fun is done on this one as well. We had a lot of fun
Yeah.
with this. This is over. This is going back to is regular, boring trading with 50 million shares per day. So yeah, I don't like that one. All right, cool. Let's get to community events. We'll come back and fine tune this list. Days like today, guys, are very difficult because you have so much on the watch list, and not everything looks great. So we got to be picky. We got to be really picky. Not a lot on this list is in play. So just keep that in mind.
Agreed. All right. I'm going to abbreviate these a little bit this morning because since I cannot read it, it makes it next to impossible for me to make sure I'm saying what is correct. So Kyle's webinar should be posted already. That was the technology from Monday. Uh, Last night's success webinar was Thor on level 2, should be posted soon. Eamon's next week, Tuesday, 5 p.m. Note the special time because of the time zone. Tonight you got Mike talking about, I think it's probabilities, if I can remember off the top of my head. That's at 8 p.m. and the
Yeah,
next
it
week
is.
is Crate at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Uh, Mentoring on Thursdays, 11 a.m. is Andrew, 4:30 with Ed. Just a reminder, when we have earnings going on, good earnings, Ed will hop on there early, about 4 o'clock Eastern. And then Thor's mentoring 8 p.m. on Thursday. All right. If you haven't checked it out yet, go to stocktradingsimulator.com. You can try our free web-based trading simulator. We don't spam you or sell that email list. If you sign up for the homework assignments, you just get a couple of emails a week with homework. And you can try out the room with no obligation. Go to bearbulltraders.com. Scroll down about halfway down the page. You'll see that test drive now button. Click on it, sign up, use the promo code premarket24. That'll give you a discount. It is a one-time payment, does not recur, after which it cancels after 7 days. Also, if you'd like to become an elite member, you can use the promo code lovers50, get half off the elite annual membership.
All right, thank you so much, Nora, for being able to get through that with a blurry screen. Guys, let's get to it. So our list this morning, I mean, very, very light. I got TSM here. They are up 41%, 2.7 million shares traded. So we'll see how that is going to trade. Huge pop for them. We have Apple on our list, 1.5. I expect them to do very good this morning if the SPY is going to be trading well. With a continuation, we have Nvidia here as well. And we have SoFi again, so not a huge list. A day like today, where I keep moving this up so it doesn't scroll down for you guys on the scanners. Let me just make sure so you guys can see the top ones. There we go. So we'll see. Not a great list. A lot on here. We'll just have to see for the market open. Today will be a great day for scanners to be able to see, what is going to get the volume, what is trending well and moving well. So we'll have to keep eyes on that. But I only have this four for now. I think they're the ones that are sticking out as best as possible on this massive list that we have this morning, with a lot of stuff up between that 3 and 4%, right? Not even that 2 to 4% list is huge, right? Look at everything that's up 2.2% or more. It's just a bunch of tickers. DKNG now making an appearance, NVAX, MGM, PayPal. I mean, it's just everything, right? It's just kind of following the market. And when you have this, it becomes very, very difficult to find the stocks in play. So if you look at our list, the real stock in play here that is gapping up huge is TSM, right? TSM is really in play. This thing is up. It has a catalyst. It has volume. It's up 41%, right? The rest, Apple, Nvidia, and SoFi, they have volume, but they don't have their own catalyst, at least not that's pushing them, out of the norm. They are just moving with the market. So that is what I have them here to see how that's going to do. And that's okay because we've seen moves that are created just by overall market movement that do very well, that you can trade and take advantage, right? Some people want to get stuck on, it has to have a catalyst, and it really doesn't. You can trade stuff that does not have a catalyst. It is perfectly fine. If you're getting just great volume and movement, continuation, you can still take advantage of that. So, all right, let's get to it, guys. Let's look at our levels here. TSEM. I just want to remind myself, we got some time. We're done very early, guys. Not even 9 o'clock yet. Let's remind ourselves, what is the news on TSM? TSEM. TSEM
That's a
going over
buyout,
to.
dude.
Oh,
It's
it's
a
a
cash
buyout.
buyout from Intel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
53. So, yeah, don't know how that's going to do at the when we start trading it. Don't know how that's going to do, guys. So, man, that's wish you. For some reason, I was wishing it was something else, but yeah, that's not the best catalyst. So we'll have to see. All right. Thanks, Peter, as well. Perfect. All right, we'll do levels for it, but I just don't know how that's going to trade. High of the pre-market, we have 55 all the way down to 46,657. Their cash buyout is at 53, right? So we'll see how that's going to play out. Outside of that, we have a drop all the way down here. I mean, these are not going to be important. They're not going to really matter, to be honest. You got to keep your lows and your highs. This down here doesn't matter at all because just the catalyst that it is. So we'll see. I'm going to move this down to a possible. Just in case, once in a while, we might get something good out of this. But for the most part, it's not something I'm going to keep a close eye on just because that catalyst. So we'll bring this down. Here is Apple, guys. Apple, we're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. Towards the top, I'm just going to mark down the high of the pre-market here. We have a lot of levels in place already. But high of the pre-market is 172.16. So we'll throw a level there and we are all set. Highs and lows from the last two trading days. Previous day close, basically the low of the pre-market as well, right in here. So you're set there, and we're good. And in case we're going to run here, because you heard it here first, we're going to be at all-time highs next week. 176.83 is going to be, and I'm kidding, guys. Sometimes people take things too serious. I am kidding. 176.65. We don't need nobody refinancing the house and going long the market with all they got because we said that it's going to be all-time highs. And we have 174. So let's mark these two there. I think you're set there, guys, and we'll see how it does today. But good volume on Apple. Nvidia, even better, guys. Almost 2 million shares traded. This thing is up 3.1. 253.70 is the high of the pre-market. We'll mark the low as well. And I think that's all you need. You're surrounded by plenty of levels here on Nvidia. And again, just the increase in volume we're getting in the pre-market. I don't remember Nvidia doing this much volume at the market open. I don't know about you guys, but they're doing just amazing pre-market volume. So looking good here on Nvidia. Looking forward to see how that's going to trade. And then the other one I have is SoFi because they're actually got great volume this morning, decent pre-market activity, and they actually traded decent yesterday. And if you look at this daily, man, it looks like they're getting some kind of resistance here over and over again. So on the short-term daily here, right? Short-term daily, it looks rather weak, so I don't know what that means for them, but they're up 2.3 right now, and they keep slamming up against this area of support. So not sure what the situation is, but it looks a little bit interesting to keep an eye on this one for the most part. They get great volume. It's just can that volume trade well in any type of direction today? That's going to be the key for this one. Low of the not low of the pre-market. On the daily, we have a level 11.55 and then all the way down here 11.15, and we do have one down here at 10.52 just in case. Doesn't move a whole lot. I don't think we'll get to 10.52 unless we have something crazy happen, but we're ready with our levels just in case. All right, that's what we have. Then our secondary list, I think I can move now AMD. I'm going to move AMD up because we have the space and there's nothing else to really watch that looks interesting. AMD, maybe space, space could be interesting if we are going to get a breakout here. If it stays stuck within these levels, I'm not going to be a fan of it, right? This level right here, we've been talking about this 913. This is a strong area of resistance. They have a catalyst today of resuming bookings of flights, right? So that's a good thing for them. Have the pre-market 940. Above that, we do have another level here, 979. They are just not the same stock they were when they were trading just not even at 50, 60 bucks, when they were trading at 20 bucks, right in this range. And before this, 20 bucks right in here. This was fun. This was a lot of fun right here too, guys. If you guys remember this, we used to trade space quite a bit, very volatile at that time. But you got some good opportunities. Below, after it dropped below this 20, I really have not seen anything great on it. And we're trading now at 9 bucks. We'll see. We need a lot to get this going again, to hopefully be a good one. So we got some levels towards the top there. Let's see how that's going to play out. Let's see what else. We're going to remove it from our secondary list. We'll watch that one closely. Oxy, no, not good right now. MGI, MoneyGram is it's a buyout. So again, I don't think that's going to trade very well. It doesn't look good right now to begin with. So I'm just going to remove this one for now. Let's get rid of that. A firm, I think the fun is over on this. We had a good time here the last 3 days, three trading days. So I think that's done. We'll get rid of that too. Lucid could be something. Let's take a look at Neo. Neo doing anything good? No. All right, so we'll keep Lucid here as possible. Space, we got levels for AMD. Let's do levels for AMD. So we're set there. Love the pre-market 115, 115.98. And then our high over at 119.44. All right, so that's our highs and lows of on AMD. And outside of that, you're pretty much set. You do have a nice gap here between the highs of the pre-market at 119 over to around 127.50, which is this highs from 2 days ago. In between here, I like this level on the daily because not a major level, right? And I'm saying that because it's not going to be a level where you see a lot of touches with the wicks and a lot of bouncing action, but you got a couple of days here. You got this opening and closing right around that 123.59, might actually be 123 exactly. So you want to keep an eye on that because that is a big push from 119 to 127. Yeah, I think you're going to find a place in between where you are going to take a little rest if you are even going to even run up that high, right? So we're already up 3% this morning. How much juice do we have left as far as pushing higher than that? So we'll take a look at that. Um, all right. Excellent. Guys, yep. So we're aware the screen is very, very blurry over on our chat. We are working on fixing that. So thank you guys. If you're just joining us, we're fully aware that you're not going crazy. Don't slam your monitor. It's not your monitor's fault. Your monitor is perfectly fine. You can look at YouTube. YouTube will be crystal clear. We're working on fixing that. And as we speak about YouTube, hit that thumbs up. We appreciate it very much. If you haven't done so already, sitting at 189 likes, we'd love to get to 250, 300. That is our sweet spot, and we appreciate it very much. All right, let's see. What else, guys? I think we're all set. We're done even before 9 a.m. So we have time to slow things down, get into some questions. TSM is an acquisition, right? Yes, I believe it is. That's why I moved it down. I don't think it's going to trade very well. At 53 by Intel, usually that catalyst is not a good one to get some good movement, right? So that's just my take on it. Could we be wrong? Yes. Have we been wrong before and things actually traded decent? Yeah, they have, but for the most part, that's not the usual that takes place, right? So just keep in mind. Um, what else? Anything else popping up here? Any big earnings last night that we had? I know we had some earnings last night. I know CAR was one of them. CAR. They don't trade very well, but this had earnings last night. Had this. Oh, we're in the chat when this happened. Had this huge drop to 76, and then bounced back up. Looks like they're doing well, up 3%. But again, they just the volume of this is so light, guys. I mean, just look at this 1.1 million. So I don't expect a whole lot out of this. And just look out for the spread. Right now, a dollar and change on the spread, so be very careful. Um, but any other earnings play that you guys are looking at for a potential trade today? Yeah, I agree. Car is just insane. We did not look at INTC. Is INTC doing anything? They're not the best trading stock. They get great volume, but they don't move a whole lot. And they're pretty flat today. 753,000 shares traded, but there's just this news of them buying whatever this other company is I don't think it's going to move them much, right? These guys are massive. They don't care about that. Um, Lucid, ANET. Let's look at ANET. I see that on both chats, both YouTube and our chat room. So I see David, trading enthusiast, and we also got a couple of people. Aman, Aman from our chat throwing that out. Let's see ANET. So what do you guys like about ANET? Or the pop? Yeah, earnings last night, right? ANET. What do we have here? Earnings last night after hours. Um, man, even with the earnings, this is not looking good. And I just look at the daily, right? Look, if you look at the history here, you can see they don't trade a whole lot of volume. 2.3. Just look at this quickly. Seems to be the average. Could be lower. That's not great volume for a stock that's moving between 24 and $130. If you look into that, it's going to be very, very spready. You want to be very careful on something like that. So today they're up 8.4. The volume is just not there for what we're looking to do, right? So just be mindful of that. So on that one. All right, so INTC, we looked at space we have on deck, guys. Yeah, that's going to be here. We moved it up as a possible. Again, I don't like this for a short. I like this for a breakout. And even on the breakout, now that I think about it more, do I trust this stock to have good continuation and trade well? The answer is no, I do not. So I have it on here because there's really nothing else. But really, I think this is more of a possible. I think this stock just has lost a lot of its juice, man. A lot of its juice is just gone as far as intraday trading. It's not explosive as it was before. They have a catalyst today, so hopefully that can change things. But my hopes are not pretty high on that. MAR, what is that? MAR, Marriott. No, Marriott trades bad. Marriott trades so bad, guys. Yeah, intraday trades on this are not great. So Not seeing anything good there at the moment. So a couple of you guys throwing that out. UPST, did they have earnings last night? UPST? That's the only time we actually look at UPST.
I'm
Uh,
surprised we didn't get a no, 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 no out of you on Marriott.
I'm
But they had earnings or something this morning, I think. So
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
they had some catalyst. So maybe they're not as terrible, but they're
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. They're bad. There's no question. You know what? I've been holding off on the no notes for today because it's just so many. There's just so many. I don't know who to give the award to. There's a lot of stuff that
All
does
the no,
not
no,
look
nos.
great. Oh yeah, it's a lot of stuff that does not look great, guys. You got to be very careful today. And it's okay if you have a small list. I mean, our list here, if you look at it, Apple, Nvidia is because we've been watching them. They can do very well. SoFi, I'm not a big fan, but they got some volume today. And AMD, and space, I really think space doesn't belong here. I'm trying to fill a spot there. I I just don't trust this stock is going to trade well. I really don't, regardless of the volume. I think the fun is really, really over on that. The same way it is over on Ford because somebody's throwing that out now. I think Ford is done. He has a good time there. I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
was a
over. Yeah.
temporary anomaly for Ford to trade well for a few
Oh,
days.
oh yeah, yeah. And we're looking what to for this to break 25, 25.50. That was fun. That was very exciting. And it's like, wow, we're really watching Ford right now. And yeah, I think that's over with. All right,
Talking
excellent,
about,
guys.
do we ever miss any? Ford was one we missed because of our
Yes.
prevalent our past experience with it trading poorly. So
Mhm.
threw it out a little too quickly that day, but nevertheless,
I agree 100%, and that does happen. That does happen,
it
right? So,
happens.
yep, yep. But yeah, this is one that but we did catch it later. We didn't catch the big moves. We did catch some action later after we kept seeing after day. Okay, this thing is really heavily in play the next couple of days, and but yeah, that's we missed that original move there. All right, guys, we are all set. Moderators are coming in with their watch list, so we'll take a look at that in a second, see what everybody's watching there. And we'll call that out as we see. But at the moment, I think we're all set, guys. Done pretty early today because again, we actually started. We skipped a couple of things. That's the the highlights in place for yesterday. And we covered for Jared this morning, so we're good there. And hopefully, he's feeling better for tomorrow. All right, what else we have, guys? PALT. You want a no, PLT? I do. I just look at aloe or chow. I just look at those and I give you a no.
Ciao. You'll never live down Chow, will you?
No, I will not. PALT guys, no, this is no good. This is yeah, this is definitely a no. This is horrible, horrible. Um, so yeah. And again, guys, I just want to take the time now since we do have the time. When we're talking about stocks and we're saying, especially on YouTube, the chat, you guys know this, but over on YouTube, when we say something looks bad, we're talking about specifically for the way we trade and what we're looking for. So if you're in long term, if you have your strategy and you're in a stock and you hear that from us, don't go crazy and start, not following your plan. If you're in a trade, just follow your plan, right? You got in it for a reason. Now, if you got in it just to gamble, then can't help you there. But just follow your plan. We're not
What if
professional
your plan is to
advisors.
gamble?
Then you're in good hands there to follow whatever you hear out there in the street. Just go to social media, and you'll be fine. but but just keep that in mind, guys. Be have some common sense, right? Have some common sense when it comes to your trading. Um, and I mean that in the best positive way that you can say that. Okay, cool. Um, let's look at our moderators list, guys. Let's go there because we are all set here. I'm gonna go ahead and disable our video so you guys don't get the mirror effect, and I'm gonna bring this over and let's see what we have so far here on our list. I know it's early, so some of the moderators are still putting their list together, but we have Eamon Longs for today, BTU, and he's not talking about the air conditioning power or whatever. He's shorts BP and Apple, so very short list for him today. Peter, no IPOs for today. SPACs, a couple on there that you can look at. Megan is looking at Piton and then back to her bed. Thor is looking at AMD, SPY, NVIDIA, INTC, Uber, and XOM will narrow into the open. So that is Thor's list there. Dima is looking at Space, MU, AMD, and Apple. And Mike's looking at BA, Apple, and Disney. We got a couple more coming in here. We got Jared. He's looking at the semiconductors and space today. Secondary list, energy stocks. Peter's list, AMD, space, Apple. Secondary list, BA, TSEM, and NVIDIA on his secondary list there. So We're kind of watching the same thing. I see we're not too far off from some of the stuff that has been trading well over the last couple of days. Um, did I skip Mike? I think I skipped Mike because it bounced back up. Yeah, Mike's list: BA, Apple, and Disney. So Disney on Mike's list there. So excellent, guys. 9:06. Brian will be coming on in a couple of minutes. He'll go over what he likes this morning, and then we will be getting ready for our live trading at 9:30 a.m. This morning with Brian and Andrew. Here's Tiffany's list, and she's coming in with Space, Tesla, and Nvidia today. So that's the list there for you guys. All right. Excellent. We'll wait for a few more, but we are all set, guys. I think it's gonna be one of those days where you gotta just kind of not sit on your hands, but just be patient and wait for your setup. Um, we might not even trade the stuff that we actually have on our list here. There might be something else that comes out from the scanners or from the chat because you guys do a good job of calling things out that we might end up trading, right? So just I'm looking at this list, Norm, and I'm just like, yeah, that's what I'm just like that. Not great. How about on your end? Have you put a list together that you kind of
I'm
have something
watching the
you like?
cues. I'm actually shorting the cues a little bit right now.
Nice.
From 56.13.
Hmm.
I mean, it hadn't moved a whole lot, but I have a feeling, especially after we got that PPI data,
Yeah.
that people's optimism over a few thousand troops moving away from the Ukrainian border might not make that big of a difference to justify the pop that we've had so far. So we'll
Mm,
see.
hmm. Yeah. With that, I get it 100%. Uh, yep, yep. AMC. No, AMC. Nah, I don't see anything good on this one. Um, it needs crazy volume for it to be like something we'll watch on deck, right? 518,000 just doesn't cut it for AMC. We need that explosive, 1.5 in the pre-market to get our attention, and we're not seeing that now at all. And even then, it's just this is another one that was very explosive. Look at the difference in the candles on the daily, right, from now into when we were trading it, and also just the amount of volume that was being pushed through the stock when it was really in play, right? I mean, obviously June was wild, but you're not getting that anymore on this one, unless we get some kind of squeeze that can be fun or some catalyst that comes out. But at the moment, pretty quiet. Um, ANET, yeah, we looked at ANET, guys. I know you guys keep throwing that one out, but we looked at ANET. It's just it doesn't look good. Right now. I know they had earnings last night. They're up 8.5 for only 47,000 shares traded. Another one that is in that same category is Car. They had earnings last night. Another one that doesn't trade very well. So even with that, it's just not seeing anything good at the moment on these two. Did you see BA, the news? No, I have not seen BA. What's going on with BA? So actually somebody else threw that out too. What's the news on BA? Pretty quiet right now though, even if it has news at the moment. This is something that was already baked in. Um, I don't see news on this, Chris. I don't see. All right, yeah, yeah, I'm not seeing that. But again, even if it is right now, it's pretty quiet. We might need to wait for the market open for this to actually get going and do something. All right, guys, we are set. Recap on our list here. We have Apple, we have Nvidia. Two of them been trading very well, especially Nvidia. SoFi I have on the list as well. Great volume, good pre-market activity. We'll see if this can continue. Very congested area though, as far as the daily. Right, we're just surrounded by so many levels here, support and resistance. We'll have to see if this thing can really run and break out and do something there. AMD, we added back to the list again, so I'm a little bit heavy on the tech side, but these are the ones that are moving and looking at least somewhat decent right now. So I have AMD on here, 1.8 million shares traded, up 3.5. And we have Space, which I'm fingers crossed that this thing will actually do something today. Let's see if we can get a nice little breakout. Having heavy resistance here in the pre-market around this 913. 913 is a huge level for these guys. If you look at it here, you can see the struggles they have had trying to get above this 913. A few times they did 913, they were not able to stay up there pretty long. They slammed right back down. So we'll see. I would love to see this breakout. of that with some good volume, but we'll see how it goes. Boeing bags, yep. Yeah, I heard about that. Chris told me about that catalyst with Boeing. I'm just not seeing anything crazy on it right now. It just looks pretty dead at the moment. So, can it pick up? Yes. Do I like Boeing? I love trading Boeing when it's in play.
Yeah.
They could trade very nice. I'll put as a possible. Let's see if maybe at the market open we get something. But we've seen better pre-market activity from Boeing when they have a significant catalyst. So we'll see. Right now, not reacting as much. I think this pop is really just overall market. Again, just my opinion. We will find out at the market open if that's going to be something. Um, Facebook up $2 pre-market. Did it pop up? Facebook, yeah, up 1.2. Yeah. This is just kind of the overall pop you're getting with the market. You know, Apple has this, Nvidia, a lot of tickers have this right now. I mean, we have space. We could put it on a secondary list. I just don't know if this is going to be a good one for today. And I don't think it's going to beat some of the stuff we have on our list. The one thing this can be is space. You know, space, I think it's not great. Look at this drop we're getting on
That's not
space.
saying much.
Yeah, it's not saying much. Exactly. Look at the drop you're getting on space here. It's just a struggle to stay above that 913. Uh, so we'll see. We'll see. All right, excellent, guys. Hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We are set. Gonna wait for Brian to come on in, give us his take on on the watch list that he's looking at for today. Spy. Let's take a look at that and see what's going on there. How's your cues going, Norm?
Good.
Good, excellent. Spy is dropping, so I assume the cues are dropping for you as well. See if we could lose some of these levels, and yeah, it's gonna be fun, guys. Gonna be fun. Any questions? We have 2 minutes left. Any question we can answer before we hop off? Well, actually, we're not gonna hop off. Excuse me. We're gonna wait for Brian to come on in. And for those guys on our chat, yes, we know the screen is blurry. We're working on fixing that for tomorrow. Head over to YouTube. You can watch it nice and crispy there for today. Thank you for the likes, guys. 315 likes today. Appreciate that
Thank you.
very, very much. Um, Thank you for that. Why Nvidia over AMD? No, they're not over each other.
Either.
Yeah, either one are fine. I have them both in the. This is not in any. By the way, I never put this in order of priority on this list here. This is our main list. So it's not like one, two, three, four, five. It's not done that way. Space would definitely be last if it was, but it's not done that way. So I have Nvidia, I have AMD. Originally, I had AMD down here as a secondary because I had Nvidia and Apple already. So I had these two tech companies up here. I didn't want it to be tech heavy. I moved them back up to our main list because we just didn't find anything else that was worth putting on this list. So you can go with either one, right? Either one. So, but let's say we did have a full watch list. Let's say I had top six tickers already on here. You can start picking your favorites and and move something down, knowing that hey, if Nvidia's not doing something I like, I have AMD as a backup up here. You could flip them back and forth, right? So you could be picky when it comes to that. When you have a great watch list and a lot of stuff that's trading well, you could get down to as far as like, you know what? I made money on this ticker and didn't make money on that one when things are looking that good, right? So you can get really picky. At this point, it's not much to get picky about because it's not a lot that's looking good
True.
this morning. All right. All right. Let me see if Brian is checking in, and then we'll hop over to him. And Jerry is adding Starbucks. Is Starbucks doing anything? Starbucks is good when they have earnings. I noticed they can trade very very decent. Um, or any type of catalyst, right? When they're closing down stores, opening stores, they tend to move a lot. So outside of that, I don't see a whole lot going on with them normally, but they're up 1.4 this morning. So Jerry's adding that one to his list today. All right, very good, guys. Tonight it is Tuesday, so we're having our strategy. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, Monday, yesterday, we had our onboarding class. Tonight, we're having our strategy webinar. So make sure you tune in for that 8 p.m. Eastern time in the webinar room. So do not miss that. Definitely tune in for that.
Yeah.
No, Ben, stick around. We're not leaving yet. We're actually Brian is going to be joining us going forward every morning. So Brian will be joining us in just a bit here to go over what he likes, and we're going to stay on all the way to 9:29, right before the market opens, maybe 9:28. But stick around. Don't leave yet. Brian is coming up next, kind of give us his take on what he likes this morning. So we're just waiting for him to connect, and you guys can enjoy Brian's wisdom. right, let's take a look here. Soy. Nope, went to SPY. There we go, SPY. Yeah, I got a little bit of a drop on the SPY now. So we're up only 1%. Give me some back this morning. See what we got going on here. If there's time, what's your favorite A setup? Breakouts. Breakouts is by far my favorite setup. So opening range breakup on the 5 minute is good. I don't do the 1 minute. I think it's too volatile. The five is a little more my style. But these breakouts, guys, from high of the day, from pre-market levels, they're really good, right? They can be very explosive. So those are my favorite type of trades to take. How about you, Nor?
Same.
Same, right? The
I
breakouts
take
are,
some reversal trades, but breakouts primarily.
yeah. I done reverse. I'm not great at them. I done a few.
I didn't say I was great at them.
I, but man, it's one of those that they're difficult. Reversals are very difficult. Um, so that is what we think about that. All right, here's Brian. So look at Brian's list. Tells you a lot about what's going on today. Here's Brian's list. Let me show you guys. Kind of tells you what's happening with this overall market. So his list: Oxy, AA, SQQQ, and TZA, and DUS, right? So you look at a couple of indexes there. Not really looking at a whole lot of tickers because there's not a lot that looks great, right? So it kind of shows you what his take is on this, and he'll be on shortly to talk us through that and see what he thinks on today's market. So, see if we're going to get a continued drop here as we are moving on the SPY. We were up nice this morning. I mean, we're still up pretty nice, but we'll see if we're going to hold. That's the key. Are we going to hold this through the
I
market day
guess
today?
German chancellor, I believe it is speaking right now about the Russia deal, so causing a little bit of volatility.
Mm. All right, a couple of questions before Brian jumps on here. Write your criteria for breakout trade. Oh, Mike, we have tons of webinars on our education
A
center about
million,
the
more than
criteria.
anything,
Yeah,
probably.
we have tons, and every moderator, for example, like off the top of my head, John has his criteria on what he likes. Mike has his criteria on what he likes, and we all have webinar videos that we can go through. We can't do it here in the next 2-3 minutes, right? Yes, we do use level two. Level two is right on here. It's an indicator, guys, right? It's an indicator that we use. Everybody uses it a little bit different. Thor uses it very heavily, the way he looks at things. I use it more for just how the stock is flowing, any huge imbalances, but that's about it. I don't put too much weight on it, but other moderators do. So that's the great thing about trading. There's so many different ways to trade, so many stuff you could do as far as indicators and things like that, right? But what I do like to do is keep things simple. I think that's important. That's what I enjoy when I found Andrew's book. It kept things very simple, right? And I really enjoy that. So I do that with my trading as well. Keep the levels and everything very simple. Um, Thank you. I appreciate the comment there. Gian Perio. What else we have here? Hi, I'm not a member, but I can access them. You should be able to do me a favor. Send an email to team@bearwoodtrades.com. We'll get you straightened out there. Did we look at INTC? Yes, we did look at INTC today. They are buying TSEM. We have TSEM there. I think for INTC that it's not really huge news, or is it, Norm? I mean, what's your take on?
I hate trading Intel,
I
so
know, I know.
just my personal preference. I don't like the way it trades.
Hmm. It falls in, for me. It falls in the category of like QComs and that those type of tickers. Even when they have news, they can get volume, and they're just not great. So, but for INTC, I just don't see a whole lot there right now. They do have good volume, 1 million shares traded, but I just, for what we're looking to do, I'm not sure if that's going to be great this morning. Roblox is Roblox has earnings after hours. All right, so after hours, Roblox will definitely be in play. And I'm not sure if you guys been around and late in the day, but we do have some calls that are being made in our chat. Not calls, but discussion about after hours trades. You could definitely tune in for that. And in Ed's room, I know
Yeah,
Ed
check
loves
out
to
Ed's
trade earnings.
mentorship on Thursdays,
Yeah, yeah,
4 o'clock, 4:30. He does a lot of after hours trades.
yep. All right, guys. I'm not sure what happened to Brian. Maybe he probably couldn't find a shirt to
Oh,
put on.
he's rebooting his computer apparently.
Oh, okay. There we go. All right, so just a little bit here while Brian gets his computer all set to go. Thank you, Megan, for letting us know that, and we'll be with him just shortly here. All right, let me make sure we took care of all the questions. Very good. Thank you for that. I appreciate you guys. Glad you guys are enjoying the show. We're doing this every day if you're new here at 8 a.m., starting with Jared in the mornings, and then followed by Norm and I at 8:30 in the morning. So definitely feel free to
All right, I'm
join
out
us.
of that Q's
You're
trade.
out. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice, nice, nice.
things pulling back up for the open. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so 367 likes. Thank you guys. That's the most we've seen in some time. So we really appreciate that. I appreciate the
sure.
support very much. It does mean a lot to us there. So thank you for that. It's probably all week the high we had in the last couple of weeks. So thank you very, very much. As Brian gets his computer on, let's take a look at Oxy. See some people in the chat calling this one out. So yeah, the Oxy, we'll see. I have that as a possible. We'll see where that goes today. NVIDIA is popping up here again. Just if you look at Nvidia and Apple now, they're just kind of moving with the overall SPY. So trust me, we will have an eyes on the SPY today and see what how that's going to push things around a little bit. AMD looking to push higher too, so we have our eyes on that as well. And on the scanners, do we have anything new that looks interesting? Nope, same tickers here. DCFC. This was that's the low flow that was active. Not a low flow, but it was risky stock that was active a few days ago. And looking at it today, there's nothing good on this one today. So not seeing anything that I like on this morning. So needs more volume too. 660,000 is not great value for this one. Had an early pop early on this morning, and then dropping here, not doing a whole lot. All right, very good, very good. All right, excellent. Just looking at the scanner, see if anything else is new, but I don't see anything else good. Joe K, Airbnb, we looked at earlier. I mean, it's one of these, for me, I find them very difficult to trade. I think their price action could be all over the place at times. So I end up keeping them off my list. Did they have earnings or something, or are they having earnings? That's probably the only time that you can earnings after hours today. So tomorrow or
Who?
tonight, Airbnb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
Ed trades that.
say it again.
I know Ed trades that.
Yeah. Yeah. So um, maybe tonight definitely will be some fun. See how their earnings break out here, but it's I find it very tough to trade, and that doesn't mean nothing just because I find it tough to trade. Like you said, Ed trades this, and I've seen members that can trade this very well. I personally, I am a horrible Airbnb trader. Uh, when a stock is expensive, like Nvidia, when is the spread too much? That's a good question. That's a good question. So Nvidia is $251. I mean, there's I want to say what like 50
What's
cents
that?
on
What were you
like
asking?
so the question is when a stock is expensive like Nvidia, right? $252. When is the spread too much? For example, 10 cents on Nvidia is not a lot,
It's
right?
nothing. Yeah,
It's
that's
nothing.
nothing.
5 cents is nothing. 5 cents on 10 cents on
25
something
cents
like
on Nvidia really isn't that much.
right. 25 cents on American Airlines, that's
A
huge.
ton.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
makes a
huge.
big
So
difference.
too much on Nvidia for me, I would not like to see that above 50, 70 cents. I think that could be little too much for me. You know, my thoughts on it. Now,
You got to give Nvidia a lot of room.
you got to give it a lot of room. Yeah, yeah, got to give it a lot of room. So, your stop cannot be 50, 70 cents. You got to give this sometimes even $1 room. The
Hmm.
way it's moving because you're going to get $2 move. Like for
Oh,
example,
on
let's say
Nvidia?
yeah, let's say you want
Oh,
to get in here.
you got to give it. I usually give it $2 or $3.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. So let's
It
say you
can
want to
move
get
that much in chop easily,
yeah. This is 252 here.
and
Let's
you're
say you want
still in
to
the right direction.
yeah, you want to get into for the breakout to 253, right? You got to give it at least. And again, everybody's
Brian's
different
on.
with their risk management. 250 at least. Oh, it looks like Brian is on in the room.
Yep.
All right, excellent, guys. Let's switch over to Brian. Good
Take care,
morning,
guys. Trade
sir.
safe.
All right, guys. Trace safe.
Yeah, maybe, Kyle. Uh, well, Mike, our military analyst, said he didn't think Putin was going to be doing anything significant. So there you go. He knew it. So this is, I don't know, this is Mike going to be a bit of a tough open here. But we'll see what happens. We've got, like I said, we've got AMD selling off right now. SPY, and I'm just watching SPY and the UVX, watching TZA, SQQ. I'm just kind of watching a lot of the indexes here. Semis seem to be weakening up here. MU dropping a bit. Might get some selling at the open. Gold has run up a lot, so I'm thinking that that gold is going to take a hit here. So if you could play dust, AMD still selling off here. We got 1 minute to the open, so looks like some weakness in the semis. It's going to be some weakness on oil gas. That's why I'm watching, or at least oil. That's why I'm watching Oxy. Yeah, let's see where things go. SBSW, possible rising devil trade. Alcoa's looking weak. All right, well, let's see what happens here.